Welcome into day 3, session number 6 of the Apollo Project's New Zealand Swimming Championships, live from the National Aquatic Centre in Auckland. Alongside me again for day 3 is 2012 Olympian Stephen Kent. Great to have you with me again.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Unfortunately people have to listen to me for 5 nights with you, Scott, but really awesome to be here.
Well, let's have a look at tonight's program. 400-metre freestyle for the men to kick off. It's a big one, and most of them cruising this morning in the heats by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, we've got the 800 champion, Zach Reed. We've got the 200-metre champion, Lewis Clarebird, and then Louis Clark in the middle, so it should be a really good race.
It should indeed. And then we'll move, we've got a para race in between. Then we move to the women's 400-metre freestyle. Erica Fairweather cruising through to that qualifying mark this morning. Again, seemed like the throttle wasn't fully down.
Yeah, we know what she did a couple of weeks ago at South Island Champs around that 4-minute mark, so whether she's looking to break that tonight. And then you've got Caitlin and Eve racing along beside her, so hopefully they can get that World Champs qualifying time as well.
Yeah, 4:10 for that qualifying mark, so really hope the energy of the crowd will pull them through. The 100 metres butterfly will be next. It's the women's. Milan Glintmeyer, New Zealand age group record this morning. That was a fantastic swim, and Hazel in lane 4.
Yeah, well, and Hazel will be looking to obviously try and get that national record herself for the Open there, and obviously the qualifying time. So 58.3, I believe. It's going to have to be a nice fast swim from her.
And the New Zealand record perhaps under threat. The 200 breaststroke for both men and women. We've got Josh Gilbert in lane 4 for the men's event, and then also we've got Zalika Pratt-Smith, I think.
Yeah,
she's in
and Melissa Cowan as well. So we know obviously 109 in the 100 breaststroke for Melissa. So next thing, can she get towards that 200 metre breaststroke New Zealand record?
That's right. We move to the 50 backstroke for men. There were some great performances this morning. Andrew Jeffcoat qualifying 25.0 in that event, so that's good to have another qualification mark for him, but also some other top performances in that field.
Yeah, well, you've got the likes of Zach Dell, his teammate. I'm sure he'll be pretty desperate to have a crack at that time as well tonight, so let's hope that Andrew can bring those guys through with him.
And of course we've got Finn Harlan, who wasn't too far off Daniel Bell's New Zealand age group record as well. The multi-class, we had Cam Leslie in there. He had a good swim. We saw him in the foyer earlier, only 0.6 of a second or 0.8 of a second off his time for the World Champs last year. Yeah,
I think Cam will be looking more towards the 50s. I was having a chat to him before instead of the old 200 like last night, so I think he's pretty pumped up and feeling good about swimming tonight.
That's right. 50 backstroke for women, very close there, some late 28s, early 29s. Again, it's going to be anyone's race. It's going to come down to that final 10.
Yeah, well, it's going to be almost the same race as the 100 fly. We've got Hazel and Milan, and then same again in this 50 backstroke. Obviously, Milan won that 100 backstroke last night, so she'll be full of confidence, I reckon, to have a crack at her.
100 metres butterfly para multi-class, Asher Smith-Franklin continues his record-breaking form, another one this morning. The men's 100 butterfly, Cameron Gray, very close. There's 3 of them on 54 seconds there. Cameron Gray, obviously the champion over 50 at the Com Games, or bronze medalist. It's going to be a tight one, that one.
Yeah, and you've got Lewis Clarebird coming back off his 400 free, so 2 in one night, which is cool to see. And then young Chris Elson as well, so I expect a really different tactical race by a few of the boys there, so it should be good.
And finishing up the session and the individual events, 400 metres freestyle for the multi-class, and a couple of those swimmers looking for perhaps a para-swimming World Champs qualifying mark. We hope to really get them through to that. And then we'll finish off with the 4x200 metre freestyle relays.
Yeah, good to see people getting up there and doing that event for the clubs. And obviously we've had some pretty good relay swims so far this week, so good to back that up and see who's got those longer distances.
Well, let's not hold it up any further. Let's get into the action here. Session 6, day 3 of the Apollo Project's New Zealand Swimming Championships. We'd now like to take this opportunity to present a couple of special awards. They will be presented by Life Member of Swimming New Zealand, Dave Gerard. The International Para Swimmer of the Year has been adjusted slightly for the Swimming New Zealand Awards in 2022, with this award now focused on international recognition only. This award is presented to a para swimmer with the most outstanding international performance within the 2002 calendar year. The winner is Cameron Leslie from Whangarei Swimming Club. Cameron receives this award for his gold and 3 silver medals at the 2022 World Para Swimming Championships, and this is the first time Cameron has received this award. The next award is the closest to world record for a para swimmer. It's a new award, and it's awarded to a para swimmer who has achieved the time closest to a world record in the 2022 calendar year. The winner again is Cameron Leslie of Whangarei Swimming Club. Cameron receives this inaugural award for breaking the 50-metre freestyle S4 world record twice in 2022, once at the 2022 Apollo Projects New Zealand Swim Champs, and again in the heats of the World Para Swimming Championships. Congratulations, Cameron. For tonight's final session, Greg Forsyth, Gavin Ion. Your starters, Joe Russell and Alan Hale. Your technical director for these championships is Carlreen Gillespie. Thank you, officials. We'd now ask you to welcome to the pool deck the finalists of the men's 400 metres freestyle. In lane 1 from Wharanui, Tyler Tapper. Lane 2 from Neptune, Eli Ashby. Lane 3 from Neptune, Zach Reed. Lane 4 from North Shore Swimming, Louis Clark. Lane 5 from Capital, Lewis Clareburt. Lane 6 from Capital, Sam Brown. Lane 7 from Mount Maunganui, Gus Shivnan. And lane 8 from Coast Swimming Club, Jack Potier. Eight lengths to the pool, the men's 400 metres freestyle. Louis Clark taking pole position in lane 4 from North Shore. We haven't seen too much of Louis Clark this week. It'll be interesting to see how he travels over the 400 metres this evening. And he's got some very talented swimmers either side of him. Steve, Zach Reed in 3, Lewis Clareburt in 5.
Yeah, it's good to see Louis taking it out strong here at the start of this one. It's gone through in a 26.1. That's a good solid start for him. Looks like he's wanting to put the pressure on Zach early.
Yeah, it is dangerous when Lewis Clareburt goes out so quick. He's got a, what does it look like, half a second lead already over the rest of the field, and increasing that as we go through to the first 100 metres. Let's look at the split. Lane 3, Zach Reed breathing off to his left. Can't really see what's going on. He will do now. Lewis Clareburt through in 53.73. Very smart.
Yeah, that's some really good rhythm there by Zach and Lewis on there. Zach could be looking across now. Does he need to change his tactics on this next 100, or has he got that back-end speed he's been searching for all week? Maybe Lewis is feeling a little bit more confident tonight in his ability.
Now looking at the New Zealand record time, 3:47.09, Matthew Stanley back in 2012. The FINA A World Aquatics Championship qualifying mark, 3:48.15. That is what Lewis Clareburt will be hunting for here. So will Zach Reid.
Yeah, Lewis on this lap here, he's looking across to see where Zach is as well. So I'm sure he's just got his own race plan here, though. Looking to see what he's going to do in this third 100, Scott, coming up next.
Coming through to the first 200, let's look at it, the big telling point here, 150.71. And we'd obviously need to see a 157 for the second 200. Of course, they don't have the dive in the second 200, so that might sound easier than it sounds.
Third through, there's Sam Brown from the Capital Swim Club. He's taking on Louis Clark there in the middle, so a little battle for the bronze medal. Right now, looks like Lewis is trying to have a little lift on this 50. Keep that length ahead of Zach Reid.
And Louis Clark hampered by a little bit of ill health in the weeks leading in, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes in the final 150 metres. Lewis Clareburt now being caught a little bit by Zach Reid. Two very, very talented middle distance swimmers here.
As I said before, Zach's obviously trusting his back end this week. He's got that 800 pedigree. He's feeling a little bit more confident in his back end speed, and probably growing all through the week, Scott.
Now this is getting us ready for a very exciting final 100. Zach Reid, look at the splits there. Zach Reid, a 28.76 versus a 29.72. 1 second faster than Lewis Clareburt in that 50 previous.
It's good to see these two guys having a battle. They're best of mates. They're going to love beating each other, but also real supportive of each other as well. Awesome racing here, Scott.
Setting ourselves up for an amazing final 50 here. Zach Reid back from injury, and this will be a real confidence booster. 28.61. Lewis Clareburt back to 30.86. Zach Reid is well and truly taking the lead here. What a swim for him. Final 25 metres, Zach Reid, the kick coming up.
He's kept up its intensity through this last 200 metres, Scott. Really impressive swim here by Zach.
3:42, 3:43. He's got to go under 3:48.15. He comes in. He qualifies for the World Aquatic Championships. What a swim for Zach Reid. He held it all to that final 150 metres. He proved to himself, he's proved to us all, that Zach Reid is back. Just outside the New Zealand record. And this is exciting stuff for Zach Reid and his immediate future in the next 6 to 12 months. That maybe over the 800, he just hasn't had the time, Steve, to build up that endurance, but over the 400 metres, he's bang on.
Look at the tactics he showed there, Scott. For people at home, he trusted his race plan. That was a really well-executed race by Zach. Really proud of him.
Zach Reid, phenomenal, mate, phenomenal. That was an incredible final 150 metres. Put it there, qualifying mark just outside the New Zealand record. Mate, what is that? How does that feel for you?
I got no words, man. It's been a real tough 18 months for me, and to come and put that together today, and it's just, yeah, I don't know what to say, man.
Well, just that embrace from Lewis Clareburt, we know how much it means to you. It has been a tough 18 months for you. And speaking to your father, saying quite a lot of swimmers would have given it away, but you haven't. You've dug deep, you've come back. It's incredible. And to know, we're speaking to Steve Kent as well, that 800 might have been just a bit too far with your build up, but that 400, you're just bang on.
Yeah, I mean, just a big thanks to everyone that's continued to believe in me, and I mean, coming out here and proving it just makes it all so sweet.
Now just let's look at the tactics there. Lewis, your mate, he had a good lead in that first 200 metres. we were both looking at ourselves going, what's going to happen here? But where did that sixth gear come from?
I mean, I just stuck to my race plan. I had a feeling Lou was going to try to take it out to that too because of what happened in the 200 last night when I felt a bit. So I just had to trust myself and trust what me and my coach had worked on. And I mean, yeah.
We are so happy for you, Zach. Congratulations. Welcome back into the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships. Well, what a start. What an emotional start to session number 6. And if that hasn't inspired you, I'm not sure what will. We will now move to the second event on the program, event 111, the men's 400-metre freestyle multi-class. In lane 2 from Mount Eden, Tate Pichon. Lane 3 from Greendale, Lance Dusto. Lane 4 from Mount Eden, David Beck. Lane 5 from Blenheim, Jack Bugler. Lane 6 from Parnell, James Hayden. Multi-class men's 400-metre freestyle final here. Now, Steve and I just picking up the fact that David Beck at 4:47.53 may have, in fact, broken that New Zealand record this morning for S14 400-metre freestyle. So he did a great job, and we'll acknowledge that for him again this evening, regardless of what time he's doing tonight. But he is in lane 4. All of the swimmers in this field, S14. And ranging in age from 16 years of age with James Hayden through to 26 for David Beck and Tate Pichon.
David's got a nice little stroke here, Scott. He's really nice and long at the front of his stroke, nice and relaxed in this first 100 metres. So that must be a little bit of strategy they've been working on at Mount Eden with him. It's making sure he stays relaxed and then kind of build through the race.
He loves his swimming, David Beck. He really, really does. Interesting, you get to know some of the parents that support these para swimmers, and it's a real something that really centres their lives and gives them a real purpose other than other things going on in their life. But it's a constant. They enjoy the training, they enjoy the racing, they probably mates with all of the other swimmers in the field, and so David Beck here making his way down to the 150 metre mark, a 105.43 through the 100, holding 34.3. Let's see what he can do in the next split.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see what their splits are through these next couple of 50s, if they can maintain that and then try to find that next little level. Very much similar to what Zach did, maybe try and build through that 400 metre race, Scott.
36.27, so looking for about a 1:13 off the second 100. And he's well out in front now, so he's going to have to just work this on his own. Jack Bugler is sitting in 5. James Hayden, the 16-year-old, in lane 6. And what we often see here, Steve, is these swimmers, they tend to do a number of events on the program. They're busy swimmers in the champs.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing about them is that they can do the multiple strokes, got multiple distances. These guys do them all. They're not just sometimes super specific, which is really cool to see. I know David, I've watched him race for a lot of years. He's into it. He loves racing, I think is really important, and that's got to be the key for why we're here. We love to race as athletes. We love to keep trying to get better, and that's what these boys are here to try to do tonight.
And all we can hope is we can get them through to some PBs. And Jack Bugler, a nice 50 there, just a tad behind David Beck in terms of speed. And it looks like that margin between first and second has closed somewhat. So you wonder whether David Beck's just having a bit of a lull in the middle here, in the middle 300, third 100, I should say. And he's coming up to the 300-metre mark now.
Good to see young James over there. He's only 16 years of age from the Parnell swim. So good to see him trying to battle these boys. He's looking across the other side of the pool, wanting to get that bronze medal.
And he's going to turn in 3:32.01. He's doing 36.8. I'm sure he'll do a bit faster in this final 100 as he starts to hear a little bit of the noise from the crowd.
David's been holding 36s ever since that 150 mark, Scott. So if he comes home and around that sort of 112 mark, we know he's on for that record again, which is really cool to see.
And Jack Bugler just coming in with a whole lot of energy in this second to last 50. That kick, look at that kick, 6-beat kick coming in. Someone's obviously given him a signal and said, put your foot down, James.
He must have been watching Zach Reed and what he was doing in that last
exactly.
Scott. He's very similar. 35.1 by Jack on that 50. He's eyeing up David. He's looking for that gold medal, Scott.
And Jack Bugler's just said, I think I've still got a chance here. 30 metres to swim. He's looking ahead. He can see David Beck. And I'm sure David's going to look back perhaps and see him at some point.
Sneaky look over to his right there side. But David's held his form nice and strong.
This will be a new New Zealand record, ladies and gentlemen, S14. This is a great swim for David Beck. 4:44.18. Good job, David. You did a 4:47 this morning. You took another 3 seconds off. That's incredible. Same with you, Jack. 4:45.85. You took 8 seconds off your time from this morning.
James Hayden coming through for the bronze here. A young guy from Parnell. That's a really impressive swim. Looks like he's going to do another personal best as well.
That was a 5:18 this morning. That was a 5:10. Anyone would be extremely pleased with this improvement from morning to evening. And you look at those times, every single one of them, 3 through 6, have got an improvement on this morning. Well done. We'll have a chat to the winner shortly, and it will be David Beck with all of them swimming in S14. Congratulations, David. Great to speak to you again. It's been a while since we spoke. I want to firstly apologise for not recognising your New Zealand record this morning, 4:47. That was awesome. You did even faster tonight. How are you feeling?
Well, I feel like I'm just about out of fuel after that one.
I can only imagine. That was very, very fast. Did you see Jack Bugler coming very quickly in the final 50?
After the last 25 metres, I did notice some splashes in his lane, and I just knew I had to pick up the pace a lot more.
Well, I think you swum that absolutely superbly. And tell us, what are some of the other things happening in your life at the moment? You do your swimming. Is there anything else happening?
Yeah. I also do a bit of lawn mowing for a part-time job, giving out fruit boxes to workplaces, and I also do a bit of beekeeping in my life.
That's such an interesting life. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on your win tonight. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah. Brings back memories from when we were at Virtus.
That's right. And how was that competition? That was a big one for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, rather a big one, apart from not bringing back any medals. But I think gaining the world records that day was even better.
Well done. Give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Always a joy to catch up with David Beck. You've got a busy life going on there with the lawn mowing, the fruit boxes, and the beekeeping, as well as the swimming. We'll now introduce you to event 24, the finalists of the women's 400 metres freestyle. In lane 1 from Hamilton Aquatics, Sophie Hay. Lane 2 from Vikings, Brooke Bennett. Lane 3 from Coast Swimming Club, Eve Thomas. Lane 4 from Neptune, Erica Fairweather. Lane 5 from Neptune, Caitlin Deans. Lane 6 from Mount Maunganui, Kira Allett. Lane 7 from Neptune, Ruby Heath. Lane 8 from Neptune, Amelia Feiner. And away we go, one of the hotly, hot races of the night, the 400 metre freestyle for the women, and Erica Fairweather, our New Zealand record holder in lane 4, in the form of her life at the moment. She tears down the first 50. Steve, this one's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we're going to obviously see some really different tactics tonight from what we probably saw this morning. So Erica's going to have to probably be round under that 2-minute mark. If she wants to break 4 minutes, that's where you've got to be. And then obviously Eve, now in the final session, wanting to make a big lift, and looks like she's having to try to stay with her already.
Yeah, Eve's done a fantastic first 75 here. Training with Dean Boxall over in Australia. She's done some real work on that easy speed, as she let me know before the championships. And the only way to do it is to try and stick with Erica Fairweather. Great first 100 for them, 58s. Caitlin Deans trailing by half a second or a second. And what a fantastically talented bunch of women here in this 400 metres freestyle.
Good to see the battles in these races, Scott. That's only going to keep motivating these girls to keep getting better. All of a sudden, next year Olympics on the line, you want to be in the top 2 for girls if they're all going feet in a race. So not just the battle of the time, but the battle of making sure you're in the top 2.
That's right, and I think as we spoke to Erica Fairweather, she's gaining in confidence, she's getting more and more international racing experience, and it's becoming more normal. And what she said to me in that interview yesterday was that it's just the pool, it's the water, I can do it anywhere, and that's great to hear. One of the other things, Steve, I think is, and as a former retired swimmer yourself, getting a couple of good times, good performances early in the championship really sets you up from a confidence perspective.
Exactly, and the fact that she's gone to the South Island Champs in Invercargill and done these times already this year, she knows what she can do. She's come to the National Champs to prove that to not only herself but her coaches that they're doing the right work, and then they can keep finding those small improvements.
Now, just looking at that split, 1:59.40, that's slightly slower than I would have thought. And I'm not sure whether it's her that said she wanted to break 4 minutes or whether it's just us hoping she will. But at 1:59, that would be a tough ask to come back and almost do a negative split here without the dive.
You know, if we look at the way the tactics that Neptune have been racing, Scott, the back end of their races has been really strong. So maybe they're just believing in what they're doing down there. They're trusting the process, that they know what they're at. They know they can come home strong, especially in that last 100 metres.
And you can start to see Erica Fairweather just change gear a little bit here. That margin has increased quite a bit between her and Eve Thomas. Eve Thomas sitting comfortably in second. Caitlin Deans, Erica's teammate over there in lane 5, sitting in third. Let's look at the margin now. 3 minutes, 0.92. We're going to have to see a sub 1 minute for the final 100 to get her New Zealand record. New Zealand record at 4 minutes, 0.97.
She's right on that, Scott, and we know that these guys always have that little bit extra on that last 50, just about how much they want it. And definitely right now it's going to be how good she can come off this wall and really give herself that extra little boost.
Let's look at that split. 30.63, a 3:31. She's going to have to come back super quick. It could be a 4:01 here unless she does something super special in the final 50. Erica Fairweather heating it up with 25 metres to go. Can we get her to a New Zealand record, perhaps under 4 minutes?
She's definitely picked up her rating in this last 50, Scott. She's wanting to try and get under that time again.
Here she goes into the wall, 3:57, 3:58, 3:59, just over a New Zealand record, 4 minutes, 0.62. Ducks 0.3 of a second under her New Zealand record, well underneath the qualifying mark, and Eve Thomas is underneath the qualifying mark for the World Aquatic Championship as well at 4:08.40. Caitlin Deans just outside. And what a swim, what a last 100 for Erica Fairweather there.
29.0 on that last 50, Scott. That was a huge little shift there. That was some, I think, one of the fastest hundreds of her evening on that last 100. So yeah, really, really strong.
Very impressive indeed.
Obviously, what the Neptune guys are working on, bringing it home, finishing strong in all of their races, really good to see.
And you could. You want to just keep getting faster, and that's what she does. Congratulations, Erica. New Zealand record, 4 minutes, 0.62. A superb final 100. Wow, that was quick. Reaction from you?
I'm stoked. I mean, a PB is a PB, right?
That's what I just said to Steve. You can't be disappointed. You're getting faster every swim you're doing at the moment. Now, everyone else seemed to be talking about this 4 minute mark. Was that ever in your head?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you're that close, it's 100% on the mind. I would have loved to crack it today, but obviously that didn't happen. But I've got it in the back of my pocket. I know it's going to come out soon. It's just a matter of when.
Well, that was awesome. In terms of tactics today, a 1:59 through the first 200. I said to Steve, boy, it's going to be hard to get there. But your second 200 was a 2:01.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I kind of did my PB last time. I negative split it, so that doesn't really surprise me too much.
Well, congratulations, Erica. A big round of applause for her, the New Zealand champion, 400 metres freestyle and New Zealand record holder. Here with Eve Thomas, second qualifying mark for the World Aquatics Championships, 4:08. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that swim. Obviously, the goal was to qualify for Worlds in that event, and I've done my job tonight, so can't really complain with that.
You started off really quick. You were trying to hold on to Erica as much as you could through that first 100. Was that part of the plan?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got to take advantage of the field that you have. So, you know, trying to get her to carry me through to a good swim is using my advantages. So.
And the PB for you this evening?
No, it was just 0.3 off. So.
There or thereabouts. Congratulations, Eve, for another qualification.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships here live from the National Aquatic Centre in Auckland. We move now to event 18, the women's 100 metres butterfly, and this is the B final. Lane 1, Kate Wheeler, 2, Charlie Toos, 3, Poppy Henderson, 4, Ruby Matthews, 5, Nicole Lockie, 6, Taylor Miles, 7, Kaylee Jackson, 8, Isla Marsh. It's a good swim there by Ruby Matthews, 0.6 of a second off her time from this morning's heats. She wins the B final. Next up is the A final of the women's 100 metres butterfly. Lane 1 from Pukekohe, Paige Shendala Kemp. Lane 2 from Coast Swimming Club, Zoe Pedersen. Lane 3 from Coast Swimming Club, Amy Crosby. Lane 4 from Phoenix, Hazel Auerhan. Five from Kiwi, Milan Glintmeyer. 6 from Neptune, Esme Patterson. 7 from Central City, Amelia Bray. 8 from Ngātai Tuatea Ataraika, Neve Tasaka. Away we go, riding on a high from performances early in the champs. Hazel Hourhand, 58.85 this morning, just a fraction off that qualifying mark of the New Zealand record.
Really good underwater there to start with from Hazel there. She used that full 15 metre. She's obviously been working on that to make it a strength of hers.
Coming into the end of the first 50, let's look at the split. 27.06. Second to the wall, Amy Crosby of Coast. Esme Patterson from Neptune in third. That third 25, very important. Hazel Hourhand holding a body length lead over the rest of the field with 25 metres to go.
Rest of the pack holding strong, fighting for that silver medal, Scott.
She's looking great in the final 10 metres. Hazel Hourhand, can she get there? 58.62, just outside the qualifying mark and the New Zealand record. Faster than this morning, but not fast enough. 58.62. Second will go to Amelia Bray from lane 7. Great swim from Amelia Bray. And Esme Patterson takes third.
Really strong swim there by Hazel. Really good finishes, as we saw in her other races. That's been a really good strength of her. Her skills this week have been very top level, and obviously using her experiences from the Commonwealth Games last year and bringing it back to our national champs.
Here with Hazel Hourhand. It was faster than this morning, Hazel, but not quite fast enough, and I can assume by the look on your face you're a little disappointed with that one.
A little bit, but it is faster than this morning, as you said, and personal best, and only 0.11 away from that NZR. Not too far from the qualifying time either. I mean, going into the final this afternoon, I was already happy with what I'd done this morning, and anything else, it's just icing on the cake.
So maybe I'd mistaken that for just absolute tiredness, maybe. But I think you've done extremely well. You've already got the qualifying mark already. You're going to be selected, we hope, with that fantastic performance the other day. And I think you can only hope to go faster, and you did that. And I think it looked like a fantastic performance. You had complete control of that field, and well done.
Thank you.
Move now to event 112, the women's 100 butterfly multi-class. And in lane 4 is Lily Fox-Mason of Whanganui. Well, Riley Sayers had it before, swum on her own, and now it's Lily Fox-Mason's turn, but we need to make some noise, make sure she knows we're all here and cheering for her. Lily Fox-Mason, 17-year-old from Whanganui, 100 metres butterfly. She swims in the S10 physical impairment category.
And the 100 fly, Scott, it's never easy. And then to go out there and do it by yourself. Some really good skill shown here by Lily already.
Yeah, very demanding stroke. Many swimmers in their careers won't actually complete a 100 butterfly, let alone a 200. So, yeah, it has to be done properly. The technique is so important. Make sure those hips remain high all the way through to the end.
Yeah, as we can see, I think that's what Lily's really focusing on, is really how to drive her head down to help her hips stay with that height. As that fatigue comes in, we want to try and trust that form, that it's still there, and keep that rhythm and momentum up into the wall, Scott.
Great advice from 2012 Olympian Stephen Kent's commentating alongside me. Lily Fox-Mason coming into the final metres. And a 1:14.38. That is an improvement from this morning. Well done, Lily Fox.
Lily, that was a really good swim there in that 100 fly. What was your, I guess, focus, knowing that you had to swim it by yourself? What's your sort of mindset just before you start racing that one?
So goal for tonight was just to come back, swim better than this morning, which I did, so pretty happy with that, yeah.
Cool. What was your sort of goal time coming into this event? Was it that time there, or were you wanting faster still than that?
Probably aiming for a little bit faster, bit off my PB still, but yeah, it's okay. Long week.
Cool. And you've obviously got many more races, so what's your key now in your recovery to make sure that you're ready for those next races?
Just make sure, getting lots of sleep and nice long warm downs, yeah.
Cool. Well, congratulations and a really good swim.
Welcome back to the Apollo Project's New Zealand Swimming Championships, live here from the National Aquatic Centre in Auckland. We move now to the next event on the program. It is event 19, the men's 200 metre breaststroke final. We will introduce you to the 8 finalists now. In lane 1 from Aquablades, Daniel Calabo. Lane 2 from North Shore Swimming, Young-Soo An Song. Lane 3 from Vikings, Lachlan McKenzie. Lane 4 from Club 37, Josh Gilbert. Lane 5 from Neptune, Luan Grobela. Lane 6 from New Caledonia, Gunny Alexandra. Lane 7 from North Shore Swimming, Nicholas Cowan. Lane 8 from Pirates, Sean O'Connor-Close. Men's 200 metre breaststroke final. Josh Gilbert in lane 4 for the new club, Club 37, a heat time of 2:15.92. Let's look, Steve, at that New Zealand record held by Glenn Snyder's 2:10.55, and that qualifying mark is 0.2 seconds faster than the New Zealand record.
Yeah, it's a really good time back from Glenn. That's 2012. He did that time, I think, at the Olympic Games. So for these boys, we want to start seeing these guys having a crack at Glenn's records. That would be awesome.
29.47 down the first 50 for Josh Gilbert. Here we meaning business tonight. This is where it's going to happen, if it's going to happen at all, for the 200 breaststroke. His career best at 2:12. Luan Grobbelaar looking dangerous as he does. He's got plenty of endurance, Luan Grobbelaar. And this is a really good position for him to be in coming into the first 100.
Josh is really trusting his length here on this 50, which is good to see. Luan, we know in the third 100 of his 400 that breaststroke leg, he really brought it back on Lewis Clarebird on our first evening. Here he comes on this third 50, I think, Scott.
Luan Grobbelaar surprised us in the 400 IM. Josh Gilbert looking strong down the third 50. And it'll be interesting to see the splits here in the third 50 between these two very talented breaststrokers. Sitting in third place at the moment is Lachlan McKenzie of Vikings.
Still holding that little bit of length ahead there. Here comes this last important turn. How can they trust that pull out to keep that depth, hold that breath?
Now Josh Gilbert swimming half a second quicker over that third 50. Luan Grobbelaar in 34.76. Josh Gilbert starting to wind up the rating now with 25 metres to swim. Luan Grobbelaar not letting go. He's going fast as well. Josh Gilbert, can we get him down as low as we possibly can? 2:05, 2:06. They go into the wall. Gilbert's going to win it. 2:12.46. That's a great time for him. Luan Grobbelaar 2:14.45. And a great swim from Lachlan McKenzie. 2:20, 3 seconds off his heat time. Now that's one of the most competitive 200 breaststrokes we've had in a wee while, Steve.
Yeah, that was a really smart race. I saw Josh all the way through. He trusted his length in that first 100, picked up his rating a little bit in that second 100, and I think just maybe Luan left him a little bit too late to attack him, but a really well swum race by Josh there.
Just looking at that, the huffing and puffing, not much left in the tank there from Josh Gilbert. Pushed all the way to the end by Luan Grobbelaar. Still catching your breath, Josh. Congratulations. That looked like a lot of hard work, and a 2:12. That was a great swim.
Cheers, Scott. Yeah, that was a pretty hard race. Definitely one of the harder ones I've had, but I'm so happy with my time. Yeah.
2:12.45. I couldn't see whether it was just faster than your entry time or not. Is that a PB for you?
Yeah, no, my entry time is actually a converted time, so it was just about a 3 second PB for me.
That's awesome. Obviously a testament to the work you've been doing. Let's talk about that for a little bit, because 200 breaststroke is one of the most, many moons ago I did it, and God, it's demanding. It's a very, very demanding event. What sort of training are you doing to make sure you're in the form for this one?
The training's the easy part. I get to show up to swimming every day, which I love, and it makes it so easy, and especially Club 37, we've got such a good group of boys there. It makes every training easy as.
And you can hear them cheering down the end of the pool. Have you got anyone else you want to say into the camera that might be watching, say a bit of a message?
Yeah, my parents, my mum and dad, my nana and granddad. I love you all guys. I love you guys so much, and I'm so thankful for everything you've done for me. Yeah.
Josh Gilbert, ladies and gentlemen, 200 metre breaststroke New Zealand champion. Straight into the next event, event number 20, the women's 200 metre breaststroke final. In lane 1 from North Shore Swimming, Tori Grout. Lane 2 from Central City Swimming, Lanahay Connolly. Lane 3 from Phoenix, Rebecca Wilkins. Lane 4 from Coast Swimming Club, Zyleka Pratt-Smith. Lane 5 from North Shore Swimming, Melissa Cowan. Lane 6 from Capital, Kyla Brown. Lane 7 from Phoenix, Jasmine Lyles. Lane 8 from Jazzy, Alicia Wong. Zyleka Pratt-Smith in lane 4. She did a not-so-recent move to Coast Swimming Club, but she's been there a good two plus years, 1 or 2 years now, and doing well. Being coached by John Gatfield, Michael Weston. And Melissa Cowan has started strongly. Former champion over 200 metre breaststroke. She was the, I think she's had the short course New Zealand records. So Melissa Cowan, but Zyleka Pratt-Smith had a good turn there in the first 50.
Melissa getting silver in that 100 with that 109 time last night, Scott. That's going to give her some confidence into this 200. She knows she came well back on Monique in that second 50, so she's got to trust her length in this first 100 and then maybe try to pick it up.
Well, she's taken the lead. I'm not sure she ever lost it actually, but it looked close at the start of that second lap. Zyleka Pratt-Smith and Melissa Cowan turn 1:12.60. Now remember this morning it was 1:13s. They've gone a second quicker through the first 100.
Melissa needs to go under 2:32 for the World Junior Champ qualifying time, so I'm sure that's a little bit of a target tonight.
The New Zealand record set at 2:29.73 by Natasha Lloyd back in 2016, 7 years ago.
This is a good little battle in this middle 50 here. Zai's trying to come back. She looks like she's trusting a little bit more length in her stroke. Could be right on together on this wall touch.
Now this is where the works come in the months preceding. Who's got the goods to bring it home here? The legs starting to scream. As you said, Steve, they're going to have to remember that technique and just really keep to it. Grabbing hold of that water at the front. The North Shore team going bananas on the sideline. Melissa Cowan starting to tear ahead. Half a body length in front with 25 metres to swim. Zyleka Pratt-Smith trying hard to hold on. Melissa Cowan is going to win this 200 metre breaststroke. Let's see what time she can do. 2:29, 2:30. She's got the World Junior qualifying time. 2:31.16. Fantastic swim for Melissa Cowan. A silver in the 100, a gold in the 200. She's back on top.
Well done, Melissa. National title in the 200 breaststroke. What was your key focuses there, especially on that second 100? What was going through your mind on that third 50?
Just trying to focus on the processes. Yeah.
And these last couple of weeks you've been looked after by Thomas Ansord. What was some of the things Thomas has been teaching you these last couple of weeks?
My whole stroke has basically been changed. So it was kind of just trusting exactly what he says. He knows what he's talking about clearly from his experience. So yeah, just everything he says.
Yeah, good to rely on Thomas's experience there. Congratulations, national champion, 200 breaststroke. Well done.
Well, Steve, what an exciting start to session number 6. That 400-metre freestyle, Zach Reed, well, still getting over it.
Oh, what an impressive swim and really tactical swim, Scott. That's what I most enjoyed about it. He believed in what he could do in that back end, and look at where he's come from this whole week. You can see that improvement.
And that emotion afterwards, that emotion and that journey he's been on, and to come back, and I guess tonight was about proving him to himself, and most importantly, that he's still got it.
Oh man, I just got emotional looking at him when he got out. I was really proud of what swimmers in New Zealand have to go through to try and be the best, and to see Zach do that, I was really impressed.
400-metre freestyle multi-class, we had David Beck. He got that New Zealand record, and such a character. We missed it this morning, so I had to apologise, but that was a great two New Zealand records in a day for David Beck.
Yeah, and good to see that S14 battles with Jack. Jack came back him on that 100, but he knew he had to pick it up for that another New Zealand record there. Good swim.
400-metre freestyle for women, Erica Fairweather, not quite under the 4, but a New Zealand record.
It's good to know now that that's her target as we go forward, and I really just enjoyed what she did in that last 100. We know that she's going to keep wanting to improve on that, especially with the World Champs coming.
Eve Thomas, 4:08, qualifying mark, second one for her. She's starting to build a bit of a portfolio now to swim later in the year.
Yeah, and she said it wasn't quite her PB, so I know that she's going to want more from herself, and I'm sure that'll be that next plan these next couple of months, how to keep finding those little improvements.
We then move Steve into the 100 butterfly for women. Mixed reaction there from Hazel Auerhand. She keeps getting faster. A 58.6 just outside of that qualifying mark.
Yeah, she obviously wanted that record as well, Scott, so I think she was pretty hungry for that, but great to see improvement. She actually had a crack this morning, and then to still go faster tonight, that's really positive swimming.
Josh Gilbert in that 200-metre breaststroke getting pushed by Luan Grobbelaar. But, as he said, 2 seconds faster long course time. He was really happy.
Yeah, and I guess that key thing is in New Zealand we have to keep trying to swim fast in the morning and then swim faster again at night. Maybe we've been guilty of that in the past. We've got to keep trying to push that barrier.
Melissa Cowan, you just interviewed her before, 200-metre breaststroke. She's really back on top. Silver in the 100, gold in the 200. She's going well.
Yeah, it's good to see, and she obviously talked about Thomas has changed her stroke a little bit, so she's obviously trusting his experience and what he's learned over all his vast years of experience. So good to see her coming back and hopefully pushing for that New Zealand record sometime soon.
We're going to jump in some medal ceremonies soon, and we'll be back with the 50 backstroke after those.
Some say it's only water, but for us, it's so much more. It's the challenge we rise to every day. It's the pleasure of teamwork. This is the story of how we give water a fresh new form by molding it into a sparkling masterpiece. Our unique team can make every space truly special, just the way you want it. We are tangible, lasting.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Well, welcome back to the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships. We now take a break from the racing for the first of the medal ceremonies this evening. Presenting those medals, bronze medalist from the 2006 Commonwealth Games in the 200 backstroke, Cameron Gibson. The first medal ceremony is for the men's 400 metres freestyle. Third place in 3:56.94 from North Shore, Louis Clark. Silver medalist in 3:52.10 from Capital, Lewis Clearbird. And winning the gold medal in 3:47.87 in a qualifying time, Zach Reed, Neptune. Medal ceremony sponsor All Proof Industries. The next ceremony is for the 400 free for men multi-class. Third place in 5:10.09 from Parnell, James Hayden. Silver, 4:45.85 from Blenheim Swimming Club, Jack Bugler. And winning in 4:44.18 and a New Zealand record time for S14 from Mount Eden, David Beck. That medal's just not wanting to turn around, David. Blame it on Cam. 400 freestyle for women. Medal ceremony is up next. In third place in 4:12.28 from Neptune, Caitlin Deans. Silver medal in 4:08.40 in a World Aquatics Championship qualifying time, Eve Thomas from Coast Swimming Club. And winning in a new New Zealand record and qualifying time from Neptune, Erica Fairweather. Moving on to event 18, the women's 100 metres butterfly final. Third place, 1:01.64 from Neptune, Esme Patterson. Silver, 1:01.52 from TBSS Central City Swimming, Amelia Bray. And winning in 58.62 from Phoenix, Hazel Auerhand. Next up, event 112, the 100 butterfly for women multi-class. Winning the gold medal in 1:14.38 from Wharanui is Lily Fox-Mason. Moving to the next ceremony, event 19, the 200 breaststroke for men. Third place, 2:20.82 from Vikings, Lachlan McKenzie. Silver medal, 2:14.45 from Neptune Swim Club, Luan Grobela. And winning the gold in 2:12.43 from Club 37, Josh Gilbert. .200 breaststroke for women final. Third place, 2:34.96 from Phoenix, Rebecca Wilkins. Silver, 2:32.47 from Coast, Zalika Pratt-Smith. And winning in 2:31.16 in a World Junior qualifying time from North Shore, Melissa Cowan. We now have some special awards to present, and they are again presented by 200 backstroke bronze medalist from the 2006 Commonwealth Games, Cameron Gibson. The first one is International Swimmer of the Year. The Billy Fitzsimmons Cup is presented to the swimmer with the most outstanding international performance in the 2022 calendar year. This award is commonly known as the International Swimmer of the Year. The winner is Lewis Clareburt from the Capital Swim Club. Lewis receives this award for his 2 gold and 1 bronze medal at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and particularly for his Commonwealth and New Zealand record-breaking performance in the 400 metres individual medley. This is the 4th successive time that Lewis has won this award. The next award is Closest to World Record. The Closest to World Record award is presented to the Olympic program swimmer with the time closest to the world record at the time of the event in the 2022 calendar year. The winner is Lewis Clareburt from Capital Swim Club. Lewis receives this award for his Commonwealth and New Zealand record-breaking performance in the 400 metres individual medley. This is the 2nd year in a row he has won this award. Good on you, Lewis, and thank you to Cameron Gibson for presenting the medals and those awards. We'll be back after this break to continue on with the racing of the men's 50 metres backstroke.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
We're back here at the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships, event 113, event 21, the men's 50 metre backstroke final. In lane 1, from Ngātai Tuatea Ataraika, Alex Esposito. Lane 2, from Neptune, Kane follows. Lane 3, from Capital, Finn Harland. Lane 4, from Club 37, Andrew Jeffcoat. Lane 5, from Club 37, Zach Dell. Lane 6, from Parnell, Jack Hendy. Lane 7, from Vikings, Lachlan McKenzie. Lane 8, from North Shore Swimming, Hunter Dobson. Very quick time this morning for Andrew Jeffcoat in lane 4, 25.06. Let's see how they got away. Jeffcoat leads out of the first 15 metres. Jeffcoat with 25 metres to go, being chased by Zach Dell. Can we get Zach Dell through to that qualifying mark of 25.16? Jeffcoat comes into the wall. 24.85. Dell 25.66 gets silver. Finn Harland, New Zealand age group record for Finn Harland. What a swim for him, 25.67 underneath Daniel Bell's New Zealand age group record.
That was a really awesome race, Scott. Some really good skills had by those boys, some really strong underwater. Could see Jeffco pull through around that 35 metre mark away from Zach there, and obviously bring his pedigree from the Commonwealth Games into our meet tonight.
The good news continues. Andrew, congratulations, under 25 and another cementing that qualifying mark and a New Zealand champion again.
Yeah, cheers, appreciate that. We haven't really been doing a lot of speed work. We've been focusing more on the longer distances, so I was always thinking that coming in here I'd be stoked to go under 25, so it's nice to go a little bit further under that than, just 25.9 or something.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I thought, just 0.2 off that time you did at the Com Games last year. That must be very, very pleasing. Everything's just gone your way this championship so far. So everything's, in terms of that leading in, the training, what's going on in the head, all clicking.
Yeah, everything's going all right. I just feel like I've prepared myself really well for this meet. Done everything I can to do the job at hand, which is to qualify. And, leaving enough room to hopefully get back into training after this and give it a good crack leading into Worlds.
Must be pleasing to see, we're just about to talk to him, but bringing some of these younger swimmers through and get into swim fast.
Yeah, it was awesome to see Finn going hard. It was good to see Dale going hard as well to get up for the silver. It'd be nice to get him under that FINA A time eventually, but yeah, just some stuff that we can do. But yeah, Finn gave him a couple of tips before the race and it seems to have paid off, so it's awesome to see that he's going well.
Andrew Jeffcoat, ladies and gentlemen, New Zealand champion, 50 metres backstroke. Congratulations. We'll have a quick word to Finn Harland. Good on you, Finn. 25.63. That was another 0.4 seconds from your heat this morning. You must be stoked.
Yeah, I'm pretty gassed. I kind of had one of two things that I'd like to get away with tonight, either getting the bronze or the record, but tonight I got both, so I'm pretty happy. Absolutely. You seem to be getting bigger every time I catch you. You're at that age where you keep growing a foot every year.
Daniel Bell's record, he was a very talented backstroker. To know that you've got that age group record on the way through is good positive signs.
Yeah, definitely, you know. I mean, Daniel Bell's coached me a couple of times when I've been away with the NZ team, and he's definitely one of those guys that you kind of want to be beating those age group records at when you're a bit younger.
Round of applause for Finn Harlan, ladies and gentlemen. 17-year-old New Zealand age group record, 50 metres backstroke.
Relay started at .02. Relay master.
Move now to event 113, the men's 50-metre backstroke multi-class. In lane 1 from Mount Eden is Tate Pichon. Lane 2 from Parnell, James Hayden. Lane 3 from the Sun Devils, Guy Harrison. Lane 4 from Whangarei, Cameron Leslie. Oh, he's down there. Lane 5, Jesse Reynolds from Hamilton. 6 from Greendale, Lance Dusto. 7 from Mount Eden, Denver Xavier. Lane 8 from Jazzy, Luca Willems. Away we go. The New Zealand record held by Cameron Leslie for S4 is 42.13. Jesse Reynolds got the New Zealand record this morning at 30.82, and away he goes fast in lane 5. Let's see if he can lower that again. He'd taken a second off this morning. Jesse Reynolds looking strong. On the outside of him is Lance Dusto. 30.82. He's done it, a new New Zealand record for Jesse Reynolds by 0.1. The smile comes out. And here comes Cameron Leslie. And a big lunge for the wall. 42.64, just outside his New Zealand record. And he said he was 0.8 slower than his world champs this morning, but he looks pretty happy with that. And looking at that time, he did that 4 years ago. He was a young man back then, Steve.
Yeah, some really good swims by those lads tonight. I'm sure they'll be really impressed with their improvements from this morning. And once again, Jesse showed his class, really picked up his rating into that wall. Really great finish. And another New Zealand record. Well done, Jesse.
Here with Cameron Leslie. Congratulations. I saw that smile come up pretty quick. We were talking about being 0.8 of a second slower than the world champs last year, and you've just taken another second off from this morning. You must be happy.
Yeah, it's pretty bloody good. Really good shape for where we are, still a few months out for a world champ, so yeah, real happy with that.
That rating must be something you work on. It's a furious rating. I mean, is that something you work with Tom?
Yeah, we've got to rate up, right? I don't have legs to kick with, so that's how I make up for it, how I propel myself through the water, so we've got to be able to go big and stay with it for as long as we can.
That start for you is quite different, obviously, to a normal able-bodied swimmer. Is that something you work on as well, trying to get away from that wall really quickly?
Yeah, that reaction time's massive for me, and particularly because I'm so compact on the wall. We've got a few things to work on with like a starting device to try and get me in a better position to get off the wall in a better position, like as soon as possible, really.
Your career has spanned so many years, Cam, and it seems like we're still getting the best of you. That's just incredible. I mean, this experience at your age.
It's been a very long time, yeah, but yeah, I guess I still enjoy it, right? And particularly I've moved through a few different phases and a few different sort of focused races across the time, so I guess the sprint stuff's really appealing to me now. It's good fun training. I haven't really done it before, and it's not to the level that I'm doing now at least, and yeah, it's just I'm really enjoying my swimming.
Round of applause for Cameron Leslie, ladies and gentlemen. 50-metre backstroke, national champion. Come in. We're going to have a quick word with Jessie Reynolds. A New Zealand record this morning, Jessie, 30.8, which is a great improvement on your time, and then 0.1 of a second off tonight.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. Goal for tonight was just to go faster this morning and crack that. Stole a record from my mate this morning, so I was pretty happy with that. And yeah, stoked.
Was that unexpected, or was it something you were going for?
Yeah, it was unexpected to break the record, but I've been working on my front end. That's been my main focus, so I knew this would be better than the 100 for sure.
Again, going faster in the finals and the heats, all you can ask for. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
We move now to the B final of the women's 50 metres backstroke. In lane 1, Charlotte Cole. 2, Pippa Mihaka. 3, Molly Shivnan. 4, Kasia Stokes. 5, Tess Winneray. 6, Hope Jamil. 7, Zoe Crawford. 8, Olivia Wheeler. Molly Shivnan in lane 3 looks to be edging ahead with 5 metres to go. She lunges, she wins it, 29.88. And that is a second improvement from her heat time. Tess Winneray taking second, Pippa Mihaka third in that B final of the women's 50 metre backstroke. We'd now like to introduce you the A finalists for the women's 50 backstroke. In lane 1 from Coast Swimming Club, Savannah Eve Martin. Lane 2 from Central City, Liv Peebles. Lane 3 from the Sun Devils, Emma Godwin. Lane 4 from Club 37, Gabby Farmasili. 5 from Phoenix, Hazel Auerhan. 6 from Kiwi, Milan Glintmeyer. 7 from Coast Swimming Club, Amber George. 8 from Central City, Anna McGowan. New Zealand record holder in lane 4, Gabby Farmasili. The qualifying mark for FINA A, 28.22. She recorded a 28.75 this morning. Let's see if we can get her through to a qualifying mark. Gabby Farmasili, she leads it with 10 metres to go. She's come back into swimming, and let's see if she can win it. Gabby Farmasili will get there 28.43, just outside that FINA A time. But she seems happy enough with that time by the look on her face. Hazel Auerhand will take second. Third goes to Emma Godwin.
Yeah, she looked pretty happy with that one, Scott. That was a really powerful race by Gabby there. Really showed her form. Amazing start. And then a really solid finish. Well done.
Here with Gabby. Put it there. Congratulations, New Zealand champion. Nice to meet you. Haven't met you before. 28.43, just outside that qualifying time tonight, Gabby. Are you happy with that performance tonight?
Oh, I'm stoked. I took a few months off, so it's just nice to be back. And I'm just grateful for the guys at Club 37 for taking me in.
Tell us a little bit, Gabby, about the last sort of 12 to 24 months. You had a bit of a break. Tell us a little bit about that and what has brought you back to elite swimming.
So after the college season last year, I fell out of love with the sport a little bit. So I took around 8 months off. And then I came back in January for a visit and ended up getting in with Mitch. And just been having fun with it the past couple of months, so yeah.
So we're going to see you sticking around for a little while yet?
After that, yeah, I guess so.
Good on you. Gabby Farmasili, give her a big round of applause. New Zealand champion, 50-metre backstroke. Next up, event 114, 50 backstroke for women, multi-class. In lane 4, Riley Sayer from Matamata. Riley Sayer, 14-year-old in the pool. She did a 43.42 this morning. The New Zealand record held by Jane Fox at 42.99. And so we just got to try and, Steve, take half a second off and we'll have a New Zealand record holder.
Yeah, so far this means she's been improving on from her heats to finals, Scott, and obviously then having to race by herself as well. So she knows what she needs to do. She needs to keep this rhythm up, keep that leg drive through to the finish.
She's got a good kick on her here, Riley Sayer. Coming through to the finish, 42 it is, a New Zealand record for Riley Sayer. Got another one, we get that beautiful smile again. And she gets the 16 and under, that's the 16 and under New Zealand record. Well done. Well done, Riley. Congratulations. Another, well, it's an under-16 New Zealand record this time. You must be happy with that one.
Yes, I definitely am, since backstroke is not my favourite stroke.
Well, that is very, very positive. Tell me, in order of the 4 strokes, what is your best and what are the ones you'd least favour?
Freestyle, breaststroke, backstroke and butterfly is on a work on at the moment.
So we're going to see you in some butterfly maybe soon, or?
Let's see.
Well, well done, Riley, for a New Zealand record under 16 and for winning. Well done.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships. Next up, event 23, the men's 100 metres butterfly, and beside the blocks is the B final. Lane 1, Curtis Melsock. 2, Henry Williams. 3, Ollie Lutton. 4, Joshua Amies. 5, William Campbell. 6, Aiko Shibuya. 7, Gane Alexandra. 8, Sam Kenny. Steve, always impressed with William Campbell, 27 years of age. And when you're getting in your late 20s, you're really getting to the twilight of your career, aren't you? And he's still competitive. Look at him here. He is leading the way in this B final.
Shows a little bit of experience coming through there, Scott. He's been racing a few years. He knows what the plan is. Normally the older guys always have that little bit extra in the finals. I know myself last year definitely always had a little bit more. Took the body a little bit longer to warm up for the night time.
Well, let's see if he's got the back end. He's getting swallowed up by the field a little bit now, but he had a really good first 50. Is he going to get there? No, he's just pipped out by Josh Amies, but a great time there for William Campbell, 56.76.
Good to see some battles in these B finals. These guys need to keep improving next year, or if they've got nags coming up, they want to make sure they're sort of putting their best foot forward, want to be in that A final next year, Scott.
Absolutely, and it was pretty close to the end in the top 3. And looking at that result, just 0.3 of a second separating the first 3 there. We now introduce to you the A finalist of the men's 100 metres butterfly. Lane 1 from North Shore Swimming, McAllister Clark. Lane 2 from North Shore, Blair Helms. Lane 3 from Capital, Lewis Clearbird. Lane 4 from Coast Swimming Club, Cameron Gray. 5 from QE2, Christopher Elson. 6 from Coast Swimming Club, Wilrick Kusia. 7 from New Caledonia, Mary Taboot. 8 from Capital, Joel Crampton. Commonwealth Games bronze medalist over 50-metre butterfly, Cameron Gray in lane 4. He is the fastest of the seeds, 54.49. Steve, this one's going to come down to the final 25.
Yeah, he's obviously swimming really well this week, Cam, building on that confidence race by race. Obviously the 100 free, 48.2 as well, so he's got that back end speed as well as that first front end for his 50.
Not wasting any time, 0.4 of a second separating him and Christopher Elson, the 50-metre specialist as well. Lewis Clareburt looking dangerous at 24.93. Christopher Elson challenging at the moment. Cameron Gray.
Here comes
the
Lewis
roof
Clareburt.
about to lift off here at the National Aquatic Centre. Lewis Clareburt challenging Cameron Gray for the win here. Can Lewis Clareburt get there? And it was the finish that got him. It was Lewis Clareburt. 52.54, just 100th of a second in it. Clareburt wins. Second, Gray. Ilson takes third, 53.85. I was about to say it was Gray's stroke that won it. And Clareburt sneaks through to get the win by 1/100th of a second. Look at that.
It's a Phelps-like cabbage moment from that 08 Olympic sort of swim. You don't know who's got it on that touch. Obviously a little bit more momentum there by Lou. Just those fingertips, just getting ahead of Cam there. Awesome race by those boys.
Fantastic, and that's one of the two fastest 100 flies we've seen for a long time. 52.5. Here with Lewis Clareburt, 100-metre butterfly, New Zealand champion. Doesn't get closer than that, Lewis. In fact, I think I nearly picked it wrong at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Cam took it out hard, and I knew he was always going to go out hard. And I felt like I was just watching him on his underwaters, especially at turn, you know. He's got some pretty crazy underwaters. And then the second 50, you know, I knew that I was hopefully going to swim a little bit faster coming home. So I just tried not giving up. Got a little bit of PTSD from the 400 in the last 5 metres. You know, I felt those legs go a little bit. But yeah, happy to get the win.
Yeah, half a second out faster than you down the first 50. You had that deficit to try and make up. In terms of that final 10 metres, you could sense how close it was. Did you hold your breath for that final 10?
To be honest, I can't even remember. Yeah.
We'll take a look back at the video then.
Yeah. I know it always feels good when you're swimming a little bit faster than the guy next to you, so it gives you a little bit more confidence. I could see him, you know, most of the way, so I knew where he was. I thought he might have got me in the touch, but maybe forgot to chop my fingernails, so I just got him.
Good on you, Lewis Clareburt. Give him a big round of applause. New Zealand champion, 100 metres butterfly. And we'll get straight into the next event. It is event 115, 100 metres butterfly for men, multi-class. In lane 2, Josh Wilmer from Pukekohe. Lane 3 from Greendale, Lance Dusto. Lane 4 from North Shore Swimming, Asher Smith-Franklin. Lane 5 from Mount Eden, David Beck. And lane 6 from Mount Eden, Denver Xavier. Away we go, record-breaking Asher Smith-Franklin in lane 4, the 17-year-old from North Shore Swimming. 103.13 this morning, Steve, and also just making mention of the busiest para swimmer on the program, Lance Dusto. He deserves a bit of a plug here, I think.
These boys just keep going from 400 free to 100 fly. It's not often that we get some of our top guys doing all these events, so it's good to see these guys really putting their foot on the line and having a crack. First 50 there by Asher. He's gone out in 29.1. He's trying to break his New Zealand record from this morning of 103.1. Like we talked about last night, really good hip drive by Asher.
Well out in front in the S14 category. Joshua Wilmer competing in S9. He's in lane 2. We'll watch out for his time too. Asher Smith-Franklin, can he get another New Zealand record? He does, 102.35. He's lowered it by nearly a second. And he's absolutely spent. Look at that, he's given it everything. Just gasping for air on the finish. Joshua Wilmer, 111.95. Wow, he's gone 9 seconds quicker. Josh Wilmer. Let's have a look at the records for that one as well. Congratulations, superb swim, Asher, 102. Did it twice again today. You've got a theme running here. Well done.
Thank you.
Talk us through that event. You built it up. You were well out in front. You had to swim it on your own. What was the difference between tonight and this morning? What did you do differently?
I try to get my power to my stroke, then come back, try not to die less.
Have you spoken to your coaches about your performance this week? They must be so happy with you.
Yeah, they're pretty proud.
And do you want to look into the camera and talk to anyone in the camera that's not here and say a message?
Hey little Kifa, it's my brother. Hope you're watching, and you too, Dad.
Good on you. Asher Smith-Franklin, ladies and gentlemen, record-breaking form continues. Next up is event 116, the 400 freestyle for women multi-class. Lane 3 from Whanganui, Lily Fox-Mason. Lane 4 from Selwyn, Ella Ben. Lane 5 from Vikings, Gabby Smith. 400 freestyle for women multi-class. Now these swimmers hoping to try and get the qualifying marks for the Para Swimming World Championships, and they are at 5:03.59 for S9, which is the class that Ella Ben is in lane 4. And then Lily Fox and Gabby S10, which would mean they'd have to do a 5:01.69. So we'll keep a tab on that and how they're tracking. All of them going down in 34s. I spoke to Gabby Smith before the championships, asking how she was feeling leading in. And she said she was feeling mentally and physically ready and focused. And this meet was a really good preparation for the World Series coming up in a few weeks' time. She's really wanting to make the most of this long course opportunity. That's Gabby Smith. Her biggest supporters, family at home and all the family around the world. And their coaches and the amazing Vikings team. That's Gabby Smith, lane 5. She leads the way at the moment, 1:11.82. She's holding 37.43.
Nice little battle going on between these three ladies. Nice run. We obviously saw Lily Fox do that 100 fly earlier, so it's good to see her able to race some competitors of similar categories. It'll be interesting to see their tactics through this 400, Scott. Obviously, Gabby's gone out a little bit stronger. Looks like Ella's got a nice long stroke in the middle there, nice and relaxed through the second 100.
Hard not to get caught up in the speeds of other swimmers, isn't it, Steve, to try and stick to your race, stick to your plan. I actually got asked today when I was out and about, said, how does a swimmer know what pace they're swimming? And it seems to be something that a swimmer just intuitively knows what you know, where they're going to land on the race clock.
Yeah, practice, Scott. So as we know, when you're swimming up and down the black line, as everyone else who's a non-swimmer always asks that same question. It's the trusting, learning how to use that clock to help you in training, and then just the repeating of what we do as swimming athletes. So it comes down to the experience and trusting what your stroke is doing. Bit of stroke counting as you're in that training environment to make sure that you're not only holding time, but you're maintaining your power and your length of stroke as well.
Let's talk a little bit about how training has changed, Steve. Used to be all in the pool. No one ever did any dry land. And in a lot of programs now, there's a lot more dry land.
Yeah, I think it's just a way to keep engaged and obviously what interests you, Scott. So I'm sure there's still some old school out there, as we say, of just doing the Ks, but nowadays it's about making sure that when we're in the pool, we're keeping the quality up. The words sort of garbage yardage is thrown around in terms of making sure when we're at the pool, we're doing quality work, great technical aspects of what we're doing, instead of just letting it get sloppy, and using that gym work, using that land training to be able to maintain our physical fitness in another format.
Yep.
And to gain more power.
We look back at how the women are swimming at the moment. Gabby Smith from Vikings leading the way. She had a margin of 3 seconds over Ella Ben through the heats this morning, and looks like that has opened up. And what's happening here, Lily Fox Mason, who did a 5:19, is swimming stroke for stroke with Ella Ben at the moment. If she can hold that pace, she'll be doing well. So let's look at the time. It is a 3:45 for Gabby Smith, holding 38. So, Steve, you do the math. Where are we going to end up?
Yeah, well, what's happening here, Scott, is actually looks like Gabby's picked it up another level, though, in this last 100. So I'd love to give you a time, but it seems like she's really wanting to push on through this second to last 50.
I think we can get her there. I've just done it. It's going to be a 5:01, 5:02 if she can hold this pace. So let's see if we can get Gabby Smith through to a qualifying mark for the Para Swimming World Championships. 37.34 there. All the swimmers going faster in the second to last 50, starting to feed off a little bit of this energy of the National Aquatic Centre. Gabby Smith just lifting the rating now. 25 metres to go. Let's try and get her through to a 5:01.
She really picked it up on that second to last 50.
5:01.69. Let's see what we do. She's going to hose in here. A qualifying mark, for Gabby Smith for the Para Swimming World Championships. And let's a 5:03. We've gone past that. A 5:08 for Lily Fox. Ella Ben, 5:09.04.
That was a really classy last 100. Yeah, really classy last 100 by Gabby there. She knew what she needed to do. She knew she had to pick it up another level, I think, and could see her coach Todd on the other side there really willing her on. Showed that lift. Great rhythm. Really strong by Gabby to finish. Well done.
Congratulations, Ella. Another New Zealand championship for you, 5:09.04. Slightly slower than this morning. How did that go for you tonight?
I gave it my best shot, so I can't be too bad.
Well, I think, you know, with only 3 in the race and having to pin yourself against 2 other swimmers, it's always hard. Was it, in terms of your tactics, was it to, you know, was it doing anything different from this morning?
Yeah, there was a couple of things, but it didn't work out in the end, so it's all right.
Okay, Ella Ben, ladies and gentlemen, New Zealand champion over the 400 metres freestyle. And we'll have a chat to Gabby Smith. Tough when Ella is obviously a bit upset with her performance tonight. Let's go to you, though. It was a qualifying mark for the Para Swimming World Championships. Well done.
Thank you. I am very happy with that time. It was definitely an improvement from this morning, which was good. One of my favourite races, so it was good to be able to qualify for World Champs, yeah.
We were looking at your splits, but it was really the second 200s, particularly that final 100, that you really put your foot down. Could you hear, what was it that made you change gear?
You usually can't hear people on the side, but for some reason this race I definitely could. Like, I could definitely hear the whistles and everyone yelling, which was definitely some motivation. But the second 200 is definitely where I usually put my foot down and try and really gun it home. So it was good to be able to do that.
We could sense you were getting close, and we wanted to raise the roof off. And your Vikings team down there were going absolutely nuts. So anything else you want to say to anyone at home or here at the Aquatic Centre?
Definitely thanks to the Vikings team. Always a great motivation to have them screaming on the sidelines. Mum, Dad and sister at home, always good motivation watching through the TV. So hi to them. Yeah, hi guys. And just everyone at home, thank you.
Well, well done on a fantastic performance in qualification. Welcome back. We've got 2 races to go this evening in session number 6. It is event 25, the men's 4x200 metre freestyle relay. In lane 3, Coast Swimming Club A team, Lan Hamblin-O, Jack Potier, Wilrick Kutsia, Cameron Gray. Lane 4, North Shore Swimming Club A team. Henry Williams, Blair Helms, Samuel Potching, Blake Faliafa. Lane 5, Capital Swim Club A, Finn Harlan, Sam Brown, Lewis Clareburt, Joshua Amies. Strong start by Finn Harland, fresh off his New Zealand age group record, the 50 backstroke. 17-year-old kicking things off for Capital Swim Club. Henry Williams is kicking things off for North Shore, and Lan Hamlin for Coast. And Lan second to Zach Reed in the 800-metre freestyle the other night. And you know a bit about Lan, obviously with former coach of Coast Swimming Club.
Yeah, Lan's obviously strong in his open water swimming, and he's bringing through his pool swimming now a little bit more, working on that speed to work on making sure he can get those 1,500 and 800 metre times for the World Junior Champs. So he just missed out on that 800 on that first night, so he'll be looking towards that 1,500 and then again at Nags in a couple of weeks to have another go. Good little battle going on between these two 17-year-olds, Finn and Lan.
Goes through in a 55.08.
These two boys eyeballing each other on this third 50. We know Lan's going to have that little bit maybe more back end in this freestyle compared to Finn, but Finn's doing a really good job at holding on. Maybe a little bit better turn there than Lan. Shows that difference maybe between the backstroker and maybe a long distance freestyler.
And Finn Harlan just finding another gear down this final length. He's taken the lead over Lan Hamlin.
These boys will be wanting to finish strong for their teammates and give them the best chance to do a good time for themselves.
Into the water goes Sam Brown for Capital, Blair Helms for North Shore, Jack Potier from Coast.
154s by those first two lads. Be interesting to see. Sam came through. He got fourth in that 200 free last night in number 151. Jack, 15-year-old from Coast. He did a PB of 156 last night, so a little bit of a time difference there, but that's the difference between a 19, 20-year-old and maybe that ever-improving 15-year-old. So good to see the use of the age range in our teams here tonight, Scott.
Yeah, I think both Jack and Lan, such good training partners, and as a saying to Finn, you know, they're growing half a foot every time I see them each year. They're at that stage where they're really growing in height and strength, and it really comes through in their performances in the pool. And let's look at that split here, 28 there for Sam Brown over the second 50. And he's looking very smooth.
They'll be trying to make sure they just either improve from their individual times in this relay, Scott, just to make sure that they're always just on that boundary, looking for those little ways that they can then bring that into their own individual performances as well.
Sam Brown, 4 or 5 body lengths in front of Jack Potier for Coast. A further 2 body lengths back to North Shore's Blair Helms. The changeover now to Lewis Clareburt. Into the water for Coast goes Wilrick Kutsia. Samuel Potching in for North Shore.
Interesting to see what Lewis's tactic is. He just using this as a bit of a flush out from tonight's races. Probably still got another couple of races left, but at the same time wanting to make sure that the Capital Swim Club come away with the gold medal here, knowing that Coast have Wilrick and then obviously Cameron Gray to finish. So want to make sure he maintains and he increases on that lead.
That's right. So 153 flat for Sam Brown. Blair Helms a 155.82. Jack Potier 158.15. And what have we got for Lewis Clareburt over the first 100? It should come up shortly. But this lead, Steve, over Coast, I think might be a little bit too much to pull back over 150 metres. 250 metres, I should say.
Yeah, Wilrick's going to have to hang tough here. Obviously, these guys have all got big programs this week, making sure they're doing it for their club, but at the same time, wanting to make sure that they then have enough to give their own individual performances enough so that they can give themselves their best opportunities for making times, doing their own personal best. Nice solid swim here by Lewis, though.
Lewis coming through to change over to Joshua Amies to finish for the team. Blake Faleafa standing up for North Shore. Cameron Gray for Coast.
A 151 there by Lewis through that 200. Nice, solid, consistent splitting.
A 151. A 157 for Samuel Potching. 156 for Wilrick Kutsia. Let's just look at the speeds here. It's like Cam Gray's decided that's too much for him. He's not going to be able to get there.
I think he'll be looking, obviously, in the 100 free from that relay lead-off swim, 48.2. He has to be able to do that in the individual 100 freestyle to qualify, though. So he's got a couple of big races in this meet left, Scotty, so he'll be doing what he can here just to make sure Coast get the silver medal over North Shore.
Well, if he lets Blake Faleafa pass him, he'll need a down trow at the end of this one. So Capital, in the meantime, still thinking they're being chased down. He could probably...
Good to see these Capital guys put in some really good, consistent swimming. Not only in their individuals, they've been pushing Club 37 in the 100-metre relay events. Unfortunately, Club 37 haven't decided to do the 4x200 this year.
I can't understand why they wouldn't have, Steve. They do like their hundreds and 50s, that Club 37.
Maybe next year.
A great win there for Capital. Joshua Amies finishing in a 155.32. And Cameron Gray will bring the Coast Swim Club through for a silver. And Blake Faleafa finishing. So Cameron Gray swimming a 2 minutes .46. He won't be happy with that.
Having a bit of fun, Scott. That's what also these relays are about, making sure you get in there, giving some opportunities for some guys to get some extra races, but at the same time enjoying themselves.
Blake Faleafa 157.48, and Steve's going to catch up with the Capital Swim Club team, the winner of the 4x200 metre men's freestyle relay.
Cheers, mate.
Here with the Capital Swim Club guys, Josh making his way, obviously a last big effort, maybe thought Cam was coming at him, who knows. But Lou, what's sort of the strategy for the 4x2 when you know you've got your own individual races and then you're obviously doing it for your club and these sort of longer distance ones?
Yeah, I think it's all about having fun and backing up events. You know, we've all had individual events tonight, so just to finish off the day with a bit of fun. And obviously there's only 3 of us in the race. Club 37 couldn't quite make it today, but you know, we managed to put at least 2.5 shoes on compared to their one in the 4x1, so you know, the boys are happy.
Yeah, good. And Finn, obviously a little battle there between you and Lana, 17-year-olds. You racing that at Nags against Lani?
Still to be decided, A bit unfit at the moment, but I'll see how we go.
Cool. And Sam, 200 free, you got 4th last night. You trying to improve on that freestyle still? Are you still wanting to, what's that goal, get under 150 at some point?
Yeah, well, Gaz has just let me swim freestyle because he hates it so much. But yeah, I guess so. It could be a goal of mine next year.
And Josh, obviously, last athlete there, Cameron Gray, you thought you were up against, but he decided to go 2 minutes. What were you sort of thinking for that last 200?
Oh, just go out there and have a bit of fun and, yeah, not get mowed down, eh?
Awesome, boys. Well, congratulations, national champions, 4x200.
Move now to the final event of the program this evening, event 26, the women's 4x200 metre freestyle relay. Lane 3, Coast Swimming Club A. Chelsea Edwards, Eve Thomas, Amadika Atkinson, Zoe Pedersen. Lane 4, St Paul Swimming Club A. Laura Littlejohn, Emily Austin, Sophie Perry, Nina DaCosta. Lane 5, Mount Maunganui Swimming, Molly Shivnan, Kira Allett, Talita McEwen, Kasia Stokes. Again, just the 3 teams in this. And they're all getting away pretty evenly over the first 25. Might be lane 3 here, Coast Swimming Club, Chelsea Edwards, who's got that sprint background. She naturally will take off a little bit quicker. The 21-year-old recently moved to Coast Swimming Club.
Laura Littlejohn in the lane next to her from St Paul's. Obviously, Laura's been over in the USA doing a little bit of training. And then Molly Shivnan, who actually is doing university down in Dunedin, so she'll be training with the Neptune squad as well. So she also went to the World Life-Saving Champs last year for the Blackfins team. So some really good experience field at the moment in this 4x200. Looks like Chelsea's got a little lead heading into this first 100 metre, nice and close.
2 sprint specialists here, lanes 3 and 4. Laura Littlejohn training in Tennessee, and she is studying and a part of that college program over there, and she's been there for 1 year. Bit of a change from her living and training in the Waikato.
Nice little battle going on with these girls on this third 50. Going to see who comes off this wall and really tries to get a little bit more aggressive. Nice turn there by Laura. She's looking across at Chelsea, so she's wanting to give her St Paul's team that little lead heading into the second leg.
Laura Littlejohn, 18 years of age. Chelsea, 21. Molly Shivnan, 20 years old. And lining up for St Paul's, Emily Austin, Kira Allett for Mount Maunganui, Eve Thomas for Coast. And it'll be Laura Littlejohn that touches first, gets her team away.
Lucky, of course, there. Nice to have Eve back over from Australia for these national champs. Still getting up and racing in this 4x200 for her home club of Coast. Awesome to see that she's keeps coming back for all her nationals over all the years she's been in Aussie. It's really cool to see her stay with the Coast Swim Club and come and be a part of the relays.
Absolutely. And it is Emily Austin in the middle of the pool. Kira Allett, who won one of those awards last night. She had a fantastic 2022, Kira Allett. But Eve Thomas wastes no time to get a couple of body lengths lead over the rest of the field. She's full of confidence. She's got 2 qualifying times under her belt for the World Aquatic Championships. So that hard work certainly paid off, and she's really giving her team Coast the best possible advantage.
I think she'll just keep trying to attack all these races this week. She's got those qualifying times now, Scott. She'll be just wanting to race hard, keep gaining that experience from every little race she does instead of just swimming through. She's taken these opportunities as one to keep trying to find those little improvements, keep that training momentum up when you're that distance athlete.
Yeah, and I think it's fantastic that she's looks like she's giving it 100% here. Fantastic. So 3:33.42. She swims 30.98 over the last 50. And nice to recognise tonight, Steve, the 2003 World Championship team. I can see Dean Kent there and Cameron Gibson. And there was a few others that arrived. To Hannah McLean.
7 on that team, I believe, in 2007.
In fact, it was in Barcelona, and I was there on my OE, having quite a different experience, of course. And Helen Leslie, she's here as well. Helen Norfolk. Looks like Dean's had a haircut. Looking smooth.
Nice solid performance by Eve in that second 200 there for Coast Swim Club. She went through in a 1:59.8, so faster than Cameron Gray. That'll be some good banter between those guys. Some really solid swimming there from Eve through that leg.
Yeah, it was the 2 minutes, I believe, in the 200 free that we saw out of Eve Thomas. 1:59, so pretty similar time there. Amadika Atkinson here for Coast. Runs through the 100 metres. Sophie Perry for St Paul's. Talita McEwen.
Talitha's just come back from the Australian Surf Lifesaving Champs. We're in the under-17 age group. She came 3rd in the surf race over in Perth. So it's a bit of a long flight back from Perth there. So to be back here racing for her club, Mount Maunganui, that's really awesome to see. So I'm sure she'll be looking to head to Nags in a couple of weeks and really start trying to improve on her times. But cool to see her back here straight off the plane racing for Mount Maunganui. Amadika into her last 25 metres of her 200-metre leg. She'll be handing over to Zoe Pedersen, 15-year-old who broke the 50-metre butterfly national record last night. Nice, solid, good to see these girls making sure of these relay changeovers. Don't need to do anything crazy when you're already in the lead like this. Well taught there by John Catfield.
You can see Zoe Pedersen there, the technique, and I watch these younger children at Coast and they're taught the old catch-up. She's still got a little bit of catch-up there, doesn't she? Nice, very long, holds their arms, those hands out the front, just a little bit longer.
Yeah, when we talk about Zoe, what's one great thing about her is the size of her hands, Scott. She's got some really awesome features for swimming.
Big paddles.
Big paddles, and she catches a lot of water there. But she's always still learning. That's the best thing. She's always taken on board what coaches are saying, always trying to keep backing herself up and gaining this experience by racing with these other girls tonight's awesome.
Let's see what this 100-metre freestyle specialist, Zoe Pedersen, will go through that first 100. 32.48 through the first, probably sitting on around about 59 seconds, I would guess.
Little battle going on here for the silver medal. We've got Mount Morgan, who is still just Cassius Stokes. She's trying to hold off Nina DaCosta. 100 metres to go for these girls. St. Paul's coming through. Nina's had a really strong first 100, trying to pick it up again on this third 50.
Nina DaCosta, just 15 years of age, anchoring the team for St. Paul's, the youngest member of their team. Zoe Pedersen, as you said, Steve, just 16 years of age. She's got a real bright future in the freestyle events and the butterfly events.
She'll be looking to head towards those World Junior qualifying times this year. So good to see her still doing it for her relay team as they come through.
And a win for Coast Swimming Club. .817.08, a 207.87 200 freestyle for Zoe Pedersen. And a comfortable win in the end, silver for St. Paul's. Nina DaCosta, 15-year-old, doing a great time, 207.44. That's a great swim. And Mount Mauganui's Cassius Stokes finishing there, 219.48 to finish an 842.28. And Stephen Kent will get a word with our winning team, Coast Swimming Club. If we could ask you now to put your hands together and thank our technical officials for their time on pool deck this afternoon, this evening.
Shots. Well done. I'll just make Zoe do it.
Here with the Coast Swim Club winners of the 4x2 female Eve, a 159 there. Is that what you were aiming for tonight, just to back up another solid swim?
Yeah, just backing up after that 400 freestyle tonight. I was just going out there and doing what I could for the team and, you know, hoping get us to the win. So I did my job tonight and I'm pretty happy.
Cool, Chelsea, and obviously a new member to the Coast Swim Club. Good to be able to do some of these relays.
Yeah, definitely. I've enjoyed it a lot this week and I am going to enjoy it in the future. I love swimming with these girls. So, yeah, awesome.
Amadiki, you've come back from Aussie this week. How are you enjoying being back in New Zealand?
It's good. The atmosphere is always amazing. So always something to look forward to.
And Zoe, youngest of the team, what were you telling these girls pre-race? What were you trying to fire them up with? Giggles and smiles from Zoe there. Yeah, classic Zoe. Well done, girls. 4x2 female winners, national champions.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Well, good second half, Steve. That was classic, actually, the giggles out of Zoe Pedersen that main night, actually. What happened there?
Oh, you know, it's always good to put Zoe on the spot. I'm sure she would have loved me interviewing her. But great to see these young guys mixed with our experienced girls doing some relays for their clubs.
Let's recap. 50-metre backstroke for men, Andrew Jeffcoat, class act.
Yeah, good to see him going faster than this morning's heats times. Obviously, that Commonwealth Games gold medalist still fresh on his mind. Good to see him make that improvement there.
Finn Harland, absolutely smashed that New Zealand age group record.
Yeah, his last 15 metres, I think he was probably almost, Andrew might not like me saying it, swimming the fastest. So once these young guys start improving, that front end speed, should be looking good for the future.
Cameron Leslie, he was really happy with that time. He lowered it from this morning and may have equalled, I didn't quite get it from him, but equalled or just near that World Champs time he did last year.
Yeah, well, that's good to see. Yeah, Cam's obviously coming in here, whether he's fully peaked just yet at the moment, but he's looking in sharp form.
Jesse Reynolds lowering it again by 0.1, that New Zealand record there for for his category, yeah.
Yeah, well, good to see, I guess, these older boys enjoying their sprints a little bit more. Maybe you'll know a little bit more about that.
50 backstroke for women. Hazel just outside of that, and the winner there was Gabby, of course.
Yeah, good to see Gabby back, and obviously you saw the smile, enjoying back racing for at our national champs. So that makes me really happy. Saw her as a younger athlete doing some really impressive times. Great to see her back competing.
Riley Sayer, another big smile out of her, and a surprise New Zealand record for her too.
Yeah, well, interesting that she obviously backstroke was her least favourite stroke, I think, and I know what that's like, but really good to see her when she has to do it by herself and still being able to produce good times.
100 butterfly for men, that close finish, 1/100th of a second.
Yeah, a Phelps-Cavich moment for me. I enjoy watching those races. It's all about that momentum and speed, and what those guys are doing on the wall can go back and analyse, but obviously Cameron, they seem to enjoy that race as well, so that's cool to see the smiles and the banter between those lads.
And in the multi-class, Asher Smith-Franklin, 102.
Yeah, another second drop from his already national record this morning. It's unstoppable, this kid, isn't he?
He is. And then we had the 400 freestyle for women multi-class. Ella Ben won it. She was disappointed. She went a second slower. She will rebuild, I'm sure. Gabby Smith, swimming world championship qualifying time.
Yeah, I think Gabby put together a really strategic race there, so well done to Todd and her for putting in the hard yards. A really solid 400 freestyle.
And a bit of fun with the relays at the end.
Yeah, well, good to see a little bit of banter, and good to see some overall racing for their clubs.
We'll be back after the break with the medal ceremonies for the events that have taken place in the second half of the final session.
Some say it's only water, but for us, it's so much more. It's the challenge we rise to every day. It's the pleasure of teamwork. This is the story of how we give water a fresh new form by molding it into a sparkling masterpiece. Our unique team can make every space truly special, just the way you want it. We are inspired by those who push their limits. We believe in riding the wave, in harnessing the latest advances to make something tangible, lasting, and perfectly formed.
Well, welcome back. We will move to the medal presentations for the second half of our finals this evening. We start with the event 21, the 50-metre backstroke for men. Third place, 25.67 from Capital, Finn Harland, and a New Zealand age group record. Presenting medals, Helen Leslie, Nee Norfolk, multiple Olympian and Commonwealth Games representative for New Zealand. Second, Zach Dell, 25.66 from Club 37. And winning in a World Aquatic Championship qualifying time, 24.85, Club 37's Andrew Jeffcoat. Next up, event 113, the 50 backstroke for men multi-class. Third, 38.89 from Hedatonga Sun Devils, Guy Harrison. Second, 30.74 from Hamilton Aquatics, Jesse Reynolds. And that was a new Zealand record for him. And winning in 42.64 from Whangarei, Cameron Leslie. Moving to event 22, the women's 50 backstroke final. Bronze, 29 flat from Hedatonga Sun Devils, Emma Godwin. Silver, 28.91 from Phoenix, Hazel Auerhand. And winning gold, 28.43 from Club 37, Gabby Farmasili. Moving on to event 114, 50 backstroke for women, multi-class. Riley Sayer wins from Matamata in 42.20, a new New Zealand under-16 record. In fact, I think it's 16 and under. Event 23, 100 metres butterfly for men final. Christopher Elson is third, 53.85 from QE2. Second, Cameron Gray, 52.55 from Coast. And winning, Lewis Clearbert from Capital, 52.54. Event 115, 100 butterfly for men, multi-class. Third, David Beck, 111.10 from Mount Eden Swimming. Joshua Wilmer gets second, 111.95 from Pukekohe. And winning in a new New Zealand record time of 102.35 from North Shore, Asher Smith Franklin. Event 116, 400 freestyle for women, multi-class. Third place, 508.37 from Wharanui, Lily Fox Mason. Second, 458.44 from Vikings, Gabby Smith in a para-swimming World Championship qualifying time. And winning the gold medal, Ella Ben from Selwyn, 509.04. Event 25, 4x200 metre freestyle for men, the relay, third place. North Shore Swimming Club A team, Henry Williams, Blair Helms, Samuel Potching, Blake Faliafa. Second is Coast Swimming Club A, Lan Hamlin O, Jack Potier, Wilrick Kutsia and Cameron Gray. And winning Capital Swim Club A, Finn Harlan, Sam Brown, Lewis Clareburt and Joshua Amies. Event 26, 4x200 metre freestyle relay for the women is up next. Third, Mount Maunganui Swimming Club, Molly Shivnan, Kira Ellett, Talita McEwen, Kasha Stokes. Second is St Paul's Swimming Club A, Laura Littlejohn, Emily Austin, Sophie Perry, Nina DaCosta. And winning Coast Swimming Club A, Chelsea Edwards, Eve Thomas, Amadika Atkinson, Zoe Pedersen. Well, thank you very much to Helen Leslie for presenting those medals. That concludes day 3 of the Apollo Project's New Zealand Swimming Championships. Thank you for tuning in. You can join us again for the heats of day 4 from 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.